Buen día, mi nombre es Lidie Susana Cortés Fernández, trabajo en la Escuela Preparatoria número 4 y el tema del que voy a hablar hoy es el cero condicional en inglés. Okay, what is the zero conditional? The zero conditional is used for facts that are generally true and do not change. So they refer to some things that are true, that are obvious. It also refers to a general situation that actually happens if a condition is met. So the zero conditional has two parts of a sentence. One is the main clause, and the other one is the if clause, as you can see here. So the structure, the first one is the if clause, that the rule is the word if plus a sentence in the present simple. This is the condition, so this is not complete. The other part is the main clause, that is a sentence in the present simple, and this stands alone. You can understand this sentence if it is alone. So as you can see here in the example, I have, if I am bored, so here the idea is not complete. I am missing something. Whereas if I read the main clause, that is, I read a book, this is the result. But if I read this part, this little part, you can understand it. So when this comes together, it comes conditional sentence. So, okay, an important note here is that we can use the word if, but also we can use the word when. So you can use both words. It means the same, always the same. So this is also important. If the zero conditional starts with the if clause, a comma is needed between the both classes. If it starts with the main clause, then the comma is not needed. So you can switch the two parts of the conditional, and it would be the same result. We just need a comma between both of these sentences or these clauses, but we need the comma when the sentence starts with the if clause. If we don't start with the if clause, then the comma would disappear. So I can show you here a better example. It says, if you don't water the plants, comma, they die. Here we are starting with the if clause. We can also change this if for the word when that I said before. So it would read, when you don't water the plants, they die. It has the same meaning. But we can change these two sentences. We can switch them. And it would say, plants die if you don't water them. And here we don't have a comma. The comma disappeared. So this would work with all the conditionals. When we start with an if, a comma is needed. And when we don't start with if, we don't use a comma. So this is a basic rule for conditionals. You must not forget this because it is very important. I have here more examples. In the affirmative form, it is very important to remember that zero conditionals work with the present simple always, both sentences, both clauses. So I have here, if you stand in the rain, you get wet. This is obvious, no? We can change if for when, and it would mean the same. When you stand in the rain, you get wet. And we can change or switch these two clauses. You get wet if you stand in the rain, and there would be no comma. In the negative form, we can do these sentences using the negative form of the present simple. That would be don't or doesn't, depending on the subject. If I don't have money, I don't go out with my friends, no? If we switch them, I don't go out with my friends if I don't have money, and it would be the same. And here we have an example for the interrogative form. What happens if you add sugar to your coffee? When we have the interrogative form, most of the times the clause would be, the sentence would be incomplete. We are missing the result. So what happens if you add sugar to your coffee? If we answer to this question, the answer would say, if I add sugar to my coffee, it is sweet, no? Or it tastes better, or I don't know, something like that. But we have the result for this question. So in these three examples, we have a zero conditional. And as I said before, these are obvious situations. So the zero conditional is something that is obvious, that is a fact, that is always true. And it is very easy. You only have to remember three simple things. They come in present, both clauses, the use of if or the word when, and finally, the use of the comma. The use of the comma is very important in all conditionals. The comma would disappear if you use it, if you use the clause if in the middle of the sentence, and we would have a comma if we start with the word if or the word when. So that is, those are the three basic rules that you can use for conditionals. So finally, I have here some links that you can use to practice this conditional. They are very easy. They can help you practice more and get used to this type of sentences. But this topic is really easy. I hope you enjoyed it and thank you very much.
Este video es presentado por el Sistema Ciencia Garza Educativa de la Universidad Autónoma del Estado de Hidalgo.